Sony is dragging their asses on the freaking cross-network playing thing that, a lot of people that have been really wanting for a while is the ability for friends, if they're playing the same game that can play on like an Xbox or a Nintendo or a PlayStation, that they can just play whatever game and they can be with their friends while doing it. Right? That's something that I've been really wanting to happen ever since the Xbox One came out because, you know, when I still had my Xbox 360, I couldn't do much with my Xbox 360. My brother had gotten a PS4, which meant we weren't able to share Xbox games like we used to. So I was like, well, if I could get internet at some point in my life, maybe I could play with my brother on on an Xbox One, since I knew I was definitely gonna get that, and we could play together on the internet if we were doing the same game. All right, like not like a PlayStation exclusive, like you just play like Call of Duty or Halo, not Halo. You can play Call of Duty or Fortnite, since that's a new thing. You go do all of these like games together, all right, and you won't have to spend exorbitant amount of money to do it. But that seems to be what Sony's wanting. They just want the money. They want the money. Money. Since, ever since the PS4 came out, it's been absolutely blowing out the Xbox One, though I'm pretty sure the Xbox is starting to make some slow games, especially with the additions of backwards compatible, gaming. People are able to, play all their old games on there without ever actually having to buy it. And, I mean, you would still have to buy it if you don't have them, but, I mean, you could just put it in your Xbox and download it off the internet. And then you can just play it, like I'm doing right now. I'm playing Modern Warfare 2 on my fucking Xbox One. Don't believe me? Woohoo! Xbox One, bitch. Alright, and then I have to say, the Xbox One has really started to really up its game. It's gotten better on, like, how it handles user interface and all that type of stuff. And, just a lot of things that it seems to be doing well right now. And, the MCC's gotten its updates. It's not done yet, but I think they're trying to head in the right direction. I think Microsoft's starting to listen to gamers more, especially since Halo 5. So it's like, I think Microsoft is really trying to listen to its target demographic about these types of things. Yes, they were slow out of the gate, and that needs to be acknowledged, but they're doing a lot better than what they were doing before. So what I'm thinking is, and since, Microsoft and Nintendo have made cross-play enabled for all of their games, well, not for all the games that they share, I'm just thinking, hey, maybe they can start, out-competing, Microsoft. Because, I know a lot of people who don't really like Sony products still do like the PS4, but there's a lot of people who love Sony, but just hate, or no, not love Sony or hate the PS4, but I mean like there's just a lot of people who hate Sony products but love the PS4 as a whole. But there's still a lot of people who just will not touch anything Sony, and, they'd rather go to Nintendo or Microsoft for all their stuff when it comes to gaming stuff. So it's just like, there's a lot of competition in the market that's kind of freeing up because of the crossplay stuff. It's like, you don't have to buy a Nintendo Switch or a PS4 or an Xbox One to play with your friends online. All you have to do is just do the crossplay, and it'll be, there you go. I don't know exactly how the crossplay works. I'm not in the know about the whole thing, but like I said, it's something that would be really good for gamers. But Sony doesn't seem to really want that, because like I said, they just want the money. That's all they really want, is monies. You know why? Because like I said, Sony's been absolutely blasting, Microsoft off the map right now with all of its stuff. Like, Sony's been really on top with its game with the PS4. Though I think that the PS4 runs about as smoothly, if not even slower, than the Xbox One at times. Because I've played at PS4. My cousin had a PS4. Well, I had a PS4. He has a PS4 right now. And most people in my family, have, or at least played Xboxes at some point for a good little while. But my cousin, he was full on PlayStation for a long time. A couple of my cousins were, actually. So when, they got the PS4, they got the PS4. And then when my brother got the PS4, like I said, I kind of felt like left out. Because I couldn't really upgrade at all because, these new consoles were fucking high priced. And one of the things I read in this articles is, you know, if you're kind of screwed if if you have an Xbox One and you can't play, and all your friends have PS4s. I mean, you can't play with them. And with this whole cross-play stuff, that really means you're screwed because Sony doesn't want to do it. All right, and there was two excuses. One excuse about this came out last year. Sometime last year, Sony said that they weren't going to, they weren't going to make a crossplay thing enable because they didn't want to offend the kiddies or like put the kids in mortal danger or something like that, or like they didn't want kids to be stuck in a situation where they're confronted with a bunch of internet bullies or something like that, which is idiotic because Nintendo is a completely family-oriented company and they're cross-playing with Xbox. Top that off, I'm pretty sure every chat on a gaming system is pretty freaking terrible, even on Nintendo, especially on Sony. Though I still think that the Xbox ones is worse. There's a meme going around it's like a lot of people are getting like triggered over a couple of people saying stupid stuff online, and there's this meme going around saying these kids would never survive on an Xbox 360 chat, and they wouldn't, because there's a lot of stupid shit that people would say on the Xbox 360 chats. So I'm just like, what the hell's wrong with you people? So it's just like, and if Sony and if Nintendo is gonna do this shit, if Nintendo was seriously considering doing this shit, which they are doing it, why can't you, Sony? And then a couple of days ago, the new Sony CEO said that for first off, the entire thing with the fucking shit. First of all, the entire thing with the whole the kids are gonna get offended or something, like we gotta protect the kiddies. We gotta protect their innocence. It was complete and utter garbage because you're kind of targeting another demographic like that, and if you look at politics a lot, that's something you just don't do. You don't target a demographic based on bullshit. So they went after the Xbox, community by doing all that shit. And so you're just like, what the fuck, dude? Why are you doing that? And so it's just like, you're just trying to figure out why. It's like, that wasn't the real reason. That's completely retarded. That they would even think that. And then you get to this new announcement here from the new CEO. They say, PlayStation's the best place to play. Which, like I said, PlayStation is about on par, if not a little bit worse than the Xbox One when it comes to runtime or, internet speeds and, installing games on your console. In my opinion, the Xbox One has gotten a lot better when it comes to that, because it used to be, it would take days for your shit to load, even if you were on like a really slow internet. I'm on a slow internet. I was able to install Destiny 2 today. Well, not today, yesterday. I installed Destiny 2 yesterday. Alright, it didn't take that long for me to do it. Okay, it took arguably maybe 6 hours to do. Alright, that's a game with the 40 gigabytes. Now, it used to be that when I had a slow internet, I couldn't download for shit, and it took nearly all day for all of my games to download. And I've seen a whole load of, people talking about this issue, and then I've seen, how bad the downloading stuff goes for the updates on PS4. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And the Ackman made a good point about this in one of his videos. It's like, why can't you just pop a dope-ass game into your Xbox or something and you just play it? Like, he said that about Battlefront 2. So it's like, why can't you do that shit anymore? Honestly, I really want to know who made that a thing. But, that's just me going on a rant. And so, this new excuse that they made is that, Sony's the best place to play. But like I said, that's completely retarded. You don't just say that. And they say that Fortnite is like an example of how awesome that PS4 is. I'm like, no. The only reason I think that Epic Games even partnered up with you is because they were partnered up with Microsoft for a long time. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Microsoft, they they blocked like crossplay for Unreal Tournament 3, and they were kind of against that initiative in the past. Well, that was the past, and yes, they may be doing this in order to try to boost their sales and to get like their other stuff on the map, like to get more stuff for the PC. It's like okay, it's like I'm gonna acknowledge that. That might be what they're doing, but they still partnered with Nintendo to do this stuff. So it's like, and come on, it would be very beneficial for Sony to do it too. In my opinion, it would be very beneficial for Sony to do. Because I mean, you'd have people connected all over the globe, and you wouldn't even have to necessarily do it on one console. You could do it on every console. So I'm just sitting here like, dude, just fucking do it. Just fucking do it, you pansy. Alright, don't act like a dick about it. Don't just outright insult Xbox by saying, oh, no, my shit's better than yours, Alright, don't insult Microsoft, and that's another thing. It's like I said, this is something that people have been wanting for a while now. People want this. Why won't they let us have it? And, and seeing Sony's reaction to it, it's just like they really don't want it. They don't care. They're just making loads of money. Though they might be doing this because, their film industry sucks dick. Ghostbusters 2016, Jack and Jill, all that bullshit. Their filming sucks. Their Spider-Man movies sucked. All this type of stuff. And so I'm just sitting here. Sony, you're losing money. You may be gaining money on the video game market, but you could be making whole loads more. Alright? Just change your business practices. This is really what this video is all about, is how crappy Sony's business practices are. Because, they make a whole bunch of films where it's not even a decent film. They're just product placement bullcrap, as Mr. Plinkett said. There's all these different things about how bullshit they're making everything nowadays. And like I said, the PS4 probably runs about the same as the Xbox One. Their shit isn't up to snuff. They're not actually trying to fix everything. So I'm just sitting here thinking, dude, just try to fix it. And do the crossplay. It's not gonna hurt you. It might hurt your sales, but I mean, come on. You guys stumbled out of the gate with the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox swooped the 7th generation. You can afford to do something else. And like I said, this whole situation with Sony is stupid. Alright, they're going out there, they're insulting gamers, they're insulting other companies by saying, oh, we're the best place to play with like barely any evidence. I mean, just because you have the more sales doesn't mean that it's the best place to play. Alright, because one of the things I really did criticize the Xbox 360 on when I had that was like, it was bad when it came to like loading speed and everything like that. The PlayStation 3 actually, when that came out, ran a little better than the Xbox 360. Like, it honestly worked tons better. And that's why, the PlayStation kind of picked up. PlayStation 3 kind of picked up towards the end of its life cycle. So it's just like, why can't you do something like that? So, like I said, it's just, you can do something with this. You can try something. Don't be an absolute asshole about it, Sony. That's what I think Sony's trying to make at here, is that, they don't care. It's like they're just trying to make money. Which, like I said, isn't a bad sentiment if you're, like, down on your luck. But this is Sony. You're a multi-billion-dollar company. Spans the globe. Why can't you just work with everybody to make something that gamers want, alright? This is another big thing. It's just Sony doesn't, like I said, they don't care. So they're not going to listen to what the gamers want. They're not going to listen to the community. You're just going to expel millions of people from actually buying a PlayStation 4 in the future unless they really do want to play with their friends online. Like, if they really do want to play with their friends, I do think there will be some people who will buy, a PlayStation 4 just to do that. Alright, I don't fault them for it. But, like I said, you can do something a little bit better with this. You cannot be such an asshole, Sony. I think more people would say, this is this is from a business position. We don't want to do this. We're kind of high on the market. Like, at least be honest about it. Just say we're high on the open market right now. We're not losing much money. We're like, I know we're doing really good in contrast to a bunch of other things. So it's like we're just not gonna do it. We don't really feel a need to. And they kind of said this, but they kind of didn't admit it at the same time. So I'm just looking at this, and I'm just sitting here on my floor playing Modern Warfare 2. And I want to play with my little brother. But you can't do backwards compatibility on the PlayStation either. It seems that the PlayStation is really just downgrading more of its features, or not even trying to do much of its features. Because I remember the PlayStation 3 was actually really good on its backwards compatibility. When did that happen? When did it happen that the Xbox was able to overthrow you on that? Alright, with the announcement of Halo Infinite, you can bet your ass there's a lot of Halo fans out there who don't have an Xbox One, or at least, already have one, are going to definitely keep pumping some money into Microsoft here. Okay, the newest thing that's coming out for Sony right now, that before God of War, after God of War, alright, since the new God of War has already come out and all that stuff, they got the new Spider-Man game. That was good. But there's already a lot of controversy surrounding that. I'm not going to get into it, but a lot of people have been pissed off about Sony about Spider-Man for years. Dating back to when the Sam Raimi movies came out. All that type of stuff. So it's just, Sony's been kind of dragging their asses when it comes to the people, they get money from every year. So it's just like, Sony, just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. That's my message to you, Sony. Just fucking do it. Just fucking make backwards compatibility a thing. Alright, that's something a lot of people want. That was something that would bode well for you in the future. That would bode well for the entire gaming industry, in fact, if you did that. If you tried to help, Microsoft and Nintendo in this endeavor, you could save a lot of money, you can make a bunch of money. You can do a whole bunch of things with it, but dude, come on. Don't go out there and insult the entire fucking gaming community that isn't a part of the PS4 by saying they're either so terrible that they can't be around children, or that you're the best place to play and everyone else sucks. So just, like I said, this entire situation's stupid. I really wish that a lot more people would really call out Nintendo on this stuff, but I don't think they are, just because, well, not Nintendo, Sony on this stuff, but I don't think so, because Sony's fucking Sony. They keep doing what they do. They lose money, but they don't give a shit. Alright. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Don't die.